Hey
Mhm.
guys, and welcome to a new video. In this video, this is the second part of the two-part series. If you haven't seen the first part, go to Harnoor's channel and check it out. It's called Singh in USA. In this, we'll take up the rest of the questions that we had. And the first question that we have right now is, oh, before that, Harnoor, do you want to introduce yourself again?
Yeah, hi guys. This is Harnoor, and I am studying in Georgia State University, America.
He's doing his bachelor's over there, so that's a pretty unique thing. I don't know a lot of people who went from India to the US for a bachelor's, so that's pretty cool.
hmm
So the question that we're at now is, what is the difference between CS interview preparation in the US and in India?
So for CS, we kind of prepare on our own. I mean, we can use the resources in university if there are like some groups, clubs, and all that help you prepare. But we mainly try to prepare on our own. I mean, we go to Hacker Rank, Lead Code. We practice every day. For example, I used to practice 2 to 5 problems every day on Hacker Rank so that I can sharpen those skills. And that's all we used to do. Otherwise, in school, they teach us how to solve a problem, but it's related to interview prep, but we have to put more effort on our own for interview prep.
Right. It's something similar for India, I'd say. I mean, during the placement season, so if you're in IT, you're getting the placement season is close to December. So that particular semester from June to December, people are preparing like crazy around 6, 7 hours per day on CS problems and anything around algorithms, data structures, and anything else that they could ask you. So, and it generally goes to these platforms only. Things like HackerRank, HackerEarth, and Codeforces. It's pretty common in India, and
hmm
people do specific, and the academic syllabus does not cover any of these things. You have to do it on your own again in India as well. So, but I think it's
Exactly.
pretty similar. The questions that they ask should be probably pretty similar in the US and in India, right?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Next question. Difference between the job opportunities in India and the US. So in India, I can probably comment that the number of job opportunities in cities like Bangalore, Hyderabad, and Noida is growing like crazy. If you're getting into the software development field, you can probably easily land up a job, and there are a lot of startups helping you out to get that job as well. So this is actually a pretty unique and very strongly growing field in India. I'd say a lot of offices are moving to India for cost cutting purposes, which is why the number of opportunities in general has increased a lot over the past few years, and it is expected to increase even more in software development jobs and in jobs around it, be it data science or machine learning as well. What's the case in the US?
Yeah, I think it is. It depends how easy to get it. And I personally think it depends on student to student how easy it can be to get a job. For example, most of the students I have seen, even from a good university like Georgia Tech, University of California, Berkeley, even Stanford, they are not spoon-fed. They work hard. They are pretty active. For example, let's take an example of a Georgia Tech student. He didn't get internship in his first year, so he went back to Delhi, worked there as an intern, and then came back and then found an internship next year in US. So it's just that you have to do things on your own. You have to build up your skills. You will not be spoon fed here.
Right. Oh yeah,
Mhm.
that makes sense. I think that's everywhere though. It's in India also. You cannot expect to be spoon fed at all. And in general, I think in software development, if you want to do good and crack an interview, you have to work hard on your own. A teacher can only help you get so far. Cool.
Absolutely.
This is done. Difference between the packages in India and the US. I think we discussed that in the first part.
Yeah.
So, okay, this is a good question. 1 crore. So let's say you're at a place. So 1 crore package in the US versus 12 lakh package in the India package in India. So what would you take and why?
So I think it's personally that's the reason more companies are opening in India. For example, if same company is here, he's that. For example, if a same company is in the US, it's paying more to their employees in US, and they want to open a new branch in India because they will be paying less to their employees and making more money. That's the reason people are coming to India, and that's why they don't want to increase the salary range in India either, because it's helping the companies, the MNCs, but it's a disadvantage for the people in India. So that's why they want to go out and companies want to come to India. So
Right.
it's
Right.
the
But
game.
the question being, is it really a disadvantage? So the general consensus is that the reason that the placement package is not the same is because the purchasing power parity is not the same. If you're in the US, things are expensive. So what do you have to say to that?
I think things in US are expensive, but I recently calculated the money you can save if you live a decent life in America. You can save around 40,000 to $50,000 a year. After, like, if you make like 90,000 a year, then if you delete the taxes, delete the monthly expenses, yearly expenses, then you may be able to save $40,000 to $50,000 a year in US, and that's a huge amount. With the help of which you can even pay or your entire loan for MS degree, or maybe half of your loan for undergrad degree. So that's a really big thing. If you're saving that much money, then it's worth for them. That's the reason they are coming here. And that $40,000 will not be much if you will be paying mortgage, if you will be buying house in US. But considering that you don't want to buy a house, you just want to live a simple life by like living in an apartment on rent, then you can save $40,000 to $50,000, considering you make $100,000 or $90,000. So that's a big thing for them.
Right. So basically, you're saying if you want to save, then US is a good option. It's a great option.
Correct.
And
Correct.
if you want to live, then you'll have to pay because eventually, if you have to live, you have to get a house over there, so you have to pay mortgage. So those things will come in,
Absolutely.
right? Right.
Absolutely.
Sounds good, man. And let's say if you had a choice between a 100K package in the US and an X package in India, what should that X be to motivate you to come back to India for taking that job up?
So I think there's a dialogue, इंसान अपनी family के बिना जी नहीं सकता, उनके लिए कुछ भी कर सकता है. So family could be the biggest reason that a person would come back to India and sacrifice that salary. So that's big enough reason.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool answer, man.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, one question people might have is the tax difference in India and the US. So on an H1B, what's the general tax over there?
So on H1B, the tax is more. On OPT, like OPT is a work permit that you get after undergrad degree or master's degree. So on that, tax is like 10% less. So that's why I talked about like how much money you can save right after your undergrad, because you're paying less taxes. So the tax could be like 30% with H1B and 20% without H1B, like work permit. Yeah. So that could be a difference. And I will send you the website that can help you out in figuring out the taxes.
Right. And this state dependent, right? It depends on the state
Yeah.
that you're. Okay.
Absolutely, it depends on state. I'll
India.
just give you an example. It could be X as well. You can link the website, and I'll share with you. Yeah.
Sounds good. So I'll link the website in the description. India, if you guys want to know, I think most of you might know, is it starts with the 10%. I think if you're at 5 lakh, if you're earning below 5 lakh, you don't have to pay anything. After 10% increases to 20, if you're making more than 10 lakh per annum, then it increases to 30 and it stops over there. It doesn't go more than 30%. So basically, it means it's something somewhere similar in the US and in India, right?
Yep.
Cool, man. Sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, last question on the agenda is the work difference between work life, which I am going through for the past 1 year, and college life. And work life is something that you're going to step into very soon, I'm guessing. So, how was
Mm-hmm.
your college life, and how do you think is going to be different from the work life?
So I have already worked for 1.5 years as an intern. I'm joining full time soon, but as an intern, I can share my life, and I have seen a lot of people working on H1B around my company, and I can share life of H1B holder, OPT, and intern as well. So I think life is good. It depends on company to company. In some companies, the life would be like only 9 to 5, and you go home, relax, Saturday, Sundays off. But there are always peak seasons. Let's say in software development, you have a build due, and you promised that you will be like finishing these features, and you cannot, then you will have to work in weekends as well. So it's about your promises, how much promises you make, and no one is forcing you to work in weekends. It's all about you. And there are always peak seasons. Some people like are so passionate about working, they only also work during weekends, weekdays, and or even 24 hours. And some people are so rigorous, and some managers stay till 2 a.m. as well. It's their choice. I mean, no one is forcing you to work that much, but I'm just telling you that work life could be simple for you, like 9 to 5. It could be rigorous for you, depending on you. It will be your decision. No one is going to force you.
Right. It's
Hmm.
pretty similar, I think. I'd say in India as well. It depends. So it's usually not 9 to 5 here. People work from 12 to 8, from what I've seen. That's the general timing. So, but it's again 8 hours that you have to do, I think. And after that, it really depends on you. If you're in a startup and it has like a peak season, for example, if you're in Flipkart and there's a sale going on, you might have to stay back in case systems break. But in general, it's pretty chill. The way it's different from college life, I think, is because college life is like super chill and you can explore a lot of things alongside. and that's something that you'll probably not get a lot of time for when you're working, because your 8 to 9 to 10 hours actually, including the commute, is going to one place every day. And other than that, you have time to explore. That thing is something that we underestimate in college as well, I think. So if you're in college right now, probably explore as much as you can, because you won't get that much time after you get into a job. Thanks a lot for joining us, guys. It was a great interaction with Harnoor, and do subscribe to Harnoor's channel. I think you guys already have. If not, check him out. I do check him out for a lot of guidance for higher studies in the US. So, and if you're thinking about doing that, even an undergrad or a postgraduate, check out his channel. He makes amazing content, and he's amazingly regular, which is, I don't know how he manages it, but he's too regular. So do check him out and do subscribe. And thanks a lot for joining in. We'll see you in the next one.